Referee tonight is Chris Kendall. Video referee is Tom Grant, back in Wilmslow, if and when required. And Kyle Amor. This is one to relish tonight, isn't it? It's a really good atmosphere here.
Sure is, Dave. Good evening to you and good evening to everyone at home. What a start to the season it's been so far as round 5 gets underway. You know, Salford, they could do the unthinkable tonight, and many people had written them off at the start of the season, but remarkably, Dave, a win here tonight would see them go to the top of the Betfred Super League table. Busted they may be, but they'll certainly have a crack here tonight.
Well, just to highlight that Wigan run, by the way, the last time they lost in the Super League, July the 7th against Wakefield, and since then, in those 14 wins, they have beaten every other current Super League side, with the exception of St Helens. So that just adds a bit more relish to Good Friday if they should get through this challenge here tonight. And it is a challenge because Salford, as you say, a little bit done and busted before the season began, and have suffered 1 or 2 injuries and illness throughout the week here as well tonight. So a little bit patched up, but my goodness, we know they can deliver when the chips are down. Here comes Marshall, Wigan's leading try scorer at the moment, with 5 so far this campaign.
Yeah, steady set there from the Salford Red Devils. Mark Sneed putting boot to ball, but Liam Marshall just unable to touch the ball with his foot. It rolls another 20 metres. And of course that means that the Wigan Warriors, who on tackle 3, try and carry it away from their end through Adam Kieran.
Kieran takes it 15 away from that halfway line when he gets up to play. Amir Burrow, that we saw there in defence, has shaken off an illness to play here tonight. Had a bit of a bug that's been going around the camp, and that has been lost by Wigan, and that's an early mistake, and this will be head and feed for Salford inside enemy territory here.
Yeah, Luke Thompson there, you just see the right arm just too far away from his body, with the Red Devil shirts all over him, and he just loses grip of the ball. Luke Thompson, of course, a couple of seasons out in the NRL with the Canterbury Bulldogs. He was exceptional last week. And Matty Pete looks on there, and it's a soft error from Thompson.
So head and feed for Salford, and Atkin to feed, and Salford looking to attack early on here as Mackay is held up just a couple of strides in from this touchline. Sneed again searching back for the middle. Some heavy-duty stuff at the moment, but no way through just at the moment. Here's Burrow out of dummy half. Sneed again. They've got the numbers on this right-hand side. Little dummy shown. Still carried by Atkin. It was good play by the halfback, and they'll get another chance here to have a go. Sweeping across the line for Vuniyayawa, with a big heavy carry by him as well, that has taken Salford close in these early stages. Burrow now spinning it back. Atkin, out it goes. Watkins has to hold on to the ball. Nenny MacDonald was coming through at real pace there, but they couldn't get the ball to him. Back to Sneed. Inevitably his boots involved. Inevitably too, it's a terrific kick that needs dealing with by Willie Isa, and concedes the dropout.
Yeah, again, a wonderful start with ball in hand this time from the Red Devils. They move it out to the right. Chris Atkin with half a chance. And then a soft, delicate kick there from Mark Sneed. Perfect way, perfect execution. And a wonderful start, 3 minutes on the clock.
Well, there's the mastermind of this Salford revolution that's been taking place over the last 2-3 years. Well, really looking on as Salford will get another chance to probe this defence. They start with only 30-odd metres to go. Burrow waits. Sneed has suddenly gone scampering across to that right-hand side to get himself involved here, but he can't get the pass away. Harry Smith got his chest in the way of things.
6 again called there, Dave. Harry Smith just jamming his opposite number, Mark Sneed, but in doing so touches the ball and gives away that 6 again.
And there's Andrew Dixon. There's a celebration of longevity. 16th season as a pro this year, Andrew Dixon. I'm not sure he was expecting to start a game in the front row tonight, but that's what he does. First game of the season. Sneed again, offers it back on the inside to Lafay. And Lafay just about dragged down. We're going to have to do some hard work in these early stages because Salford are doing all the pressing. Sneed again to Atkin. Atkin lobs one over the cross. Marshall there was just sensing a possible interception, but Nenny MacDonald brings it down and keeps Salford in control. Vuni Yayawa looks to straighten them up. Footstep too far, that's why prop forwards shouldn't sidestep, Kyle. You end up flat on your face. But Salford still with a chance. Atkin. Back it goes to Briley. Briley, quick hands. Watkins to Nenny MacDonald. Clearly a forward pass, and Wigan will get the ball back.
Yeah, they threw an awful lot there at Wigan Warriors, but they answered every single thing that came their way. Possible forward pass there, but it's turned over. Jake Wardle and then MacDonald. I think what you've got with Salford, although we mentioned that they have a couple of players out, 6 missing from that win over St Helens, you know, with Tim Laffey and then MacDonald, you know, those are the two as are the highest quality centres in Super League. They have a chance with those.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about them being this mongrel type collection of players who weren't wanted by other clubs. Penalty here for Wigan. But you know, there's a sprinkling of real, genuine stardust in that Salford side, isn't there?
Of course there is. The back line from 1 to sort of 7 is still a quality outfit out there. There's no doubt about that. And the evidence that we've seen so far in the opening 6 minutes, they're here they've come to play tonight, Dave. They're moving the ball around well. Just how long can they keep that up?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? Because this is, as we said, a pedigree Wigan side who've soaked up a lot of pressure in the early stages.
Yeah, you look down that squad list, it's almost 1 to 13, isn't it? Luke Thompson, of course, wearing 16 on his jumper. But very much an international front rower in his own right.
Ethan Hubbard, Mike Cooper, missing at the moment, still to come back. Here's French, who's collared. Into dummy half moves Brad O'Neill. It's back with the returning Liam Byrne. Missed the last couple of games because of a hip injury. He pulled out after the warm-up against Huddersfield a couple of weeks ago. But back and burning to go. Smith to Farrell. Farrell upended by the tackle from Atkin. One play for Wigan. 20 metres out. Smith puts up a little bit of a tester. Nofaluma's underneath it. An early test passed. Salford safely back in possession.
Yeah, good vision from Harry Smith there. Just sees Nofaluma heading back and spots that 2-on-1 with Wardle on Marshall on that far side. Puts a lofted kick and Nofaluma's able to make the ground up and take the play.
Just looking at his little salt and pepper hairstyle and looking at yours there, Kyle, as well. You're similar in that regard.
Wow.
Have I lost a friend? You both look very distinguished, let's just say that.
Back to the game.
Salford looking to advance again here. Just Stone short of the halfway, so they're going to be forced to kick from inside their own half. Maybe usually a problem for Mark Sneed. Wherever he kicks from, he causes problems, and that's a ball that goes very high and swells. And Jay Field just pulling out of catching it because of that swell, and then he's lifted in the air, and a penalty for Wigan.
It's Callum Watkins this time. Patience from Jay Field. It was a huge towering kick from Mark Sneed. And then Watkins just bends his back and just tips the legs above the horizontal. It's a penalty. And I don't think Salford can afford to do too many of those tonight. They've given away 2 so far. And this Wigan side, if you're going to beat them, you're going to have to take them all the way in every set, in every play.
Yeah, I mean, their defence is renowned, isn't it, this last few years. Wigan are a tough team to get past. But they've got 12 different try scorers this year as well, in only 3 games.
It certainly helps when they scored 10 tries last week, Dave, against the London Broncos. But it's the defensive action to me that, you know, we saw a couple of weeks ago, the heroic performance against the Penrith Panthers and the amount of field position they had to defend, and they just kept turning up, and, you know, rightfully they are the Super League champions and world champions of this game.
French, always a searching ball for Willie Isa, who, well, searching to the point of being bored. I think Isa might just have knocked that on as he was taking it. Difficult pass to take.
Yeah, Bevan French there. There's no real any line speed on him. He just poor execution of pass, and Willie Isa just runs into a hard shoulder of Tim Laffey for his measures as well. So it's 2 yardage penalties that Salford have given away, but equally 2 soft errors, you would say, from the champions. So far, not much between these 2 sides.
Lovely, the atmosphere tonight. It just feels really special, really buzzing from both sets of supporters. Setting up what we hope is going to be a cracking game. Good start so far. Fulham with that latest carry. Another set of 6 here. So Salford can dig deep in their opponent's half. Lafay off the pass of Sneed, trying to step through. Well marshalled by those Wigan defenders. Back to Sneed, who's waving his arm, suggesting that there's something on here, and it's put down by Atkin. So cheap possession given away. Frustration.
Again, Dave, yeah, they're just trying to move the ball. They're trying to make this Wigan Warriors team move and work. And the pass just wasn't, again, quite where it needed to be from Shorrocks. A bit too much rotation on that pass, and it's just behind Atkin, and Rolls knows it's a big moment, a big opportunity gone.
Lewis Ryan, head in, please.
Kurt Haggerty, of course, alongside him.
Okay, shot clock off, ball. Out!
And Wigan.
Good shot there.
Not travelling too far before thudding shoulders hit his chest, and up he gets to play. You'll have felt that.
Yeah, beautiful work there from Vuniwawa, and he's in there again.
Is that a steal? No, it's not. It's a straightforward loss, and Lafay, as Salford immediately looked to try and set up an attack.
Yeah, brilliant work from the inside. It's Vuniwawa, as soon as he goes into contact, just the sheer weight in the tackle as he takes over now and carries that ball forward. It's Watkins, rather. But terrific work there, Vuniwawa. 26 minutes off the bench last week in that brilliant win over at Saints. He starts tonight, and he's here again.
With a big left drive, but legs taken from him to stop his progress. Switch to Sneed. Sneed puts it back to Brierley, who chimes in at full back, as he has done so effectively in his last couple of years in the Salford Red. It's back with Sneed. A little pushed forward this time from Dixon. A little bit of a stumble, which might have just hindered his momentum. It's Watkins. Last play. Sneed immediately jogging into position here to collect this ball at first man. Here he comes. Puts the grubber kick through. I think they might have been expecting the high one, but Fields read it really well there. Yeah,
he just sits in the pocket, and it looks for all money that it's going to be a high-hanging kick into that left-hand corner. But Field there, he just waits another half a second and just denies Sneed that clever little opportunity.
On the cusp of a little bit of history tonight, of course, Mark Sneed. He's level on points, as Brian was saying earlier, with Steve Blakely in terms of point scoring for Salford in the Super League era. Chances are he'll be taking that point scoring record for himself tonight. Here's Farrell. O'Neill marches into dummy half, and Harry Smith with a big kick downfield. Well, it's an awkward one because it bounces beyond Brierley, and the Wigan chase is good here, so when Brierley looks up, all he can do is make it to the 10-metre mark, and not even that because he's pushed back a stride or two.
Yeah, I'm sure Paul Rowley would have liked his full-back to take, and that on the full. Harry Smith kicks it just over his own 40-metre line. And tonight we've got two of the best kickers in the competition with Mark Sneed and Harry Smith.
He's downtown.
And there's something happened in back play there.
Obstruction here.
Callum Watkins is downtown.
Yeah, it's an obstruction.
He never gets beyond the point where they play the ball. Penalty.
So, penalty. Downtown. Yeah, there you see. Watkins was in front of the ball when the ball was played. So as soon as it's passed to him, it's going to be a penalty. Well spotted, referee. Mind you, that's what he's there for. So, job done. But this is the best position Wigan have had so far tonight. Thompson will drive it through. O'Neill. Wigan looking in the early stages to just batter their way over if they can. Salford's defence holding true for the moment. Back, it's worked. Inside for Issa, coming in on the angle, almost squeezing his body through, but Salford defenders close up, make it effective. This is O'Neill. O'Neill dances away. Salford defenders coming at him in number, but he's almost spun away. Down he goes. Down he goes. Another set of 6. Another set. So Wigan come again with tackles in the bag, and Farrell just trying to weave a simple path. O'Neill looking left and then coming right. spun back, and French has dropped the ball, and you don't hear that phrase too often, and Salford are let off the hook there.
Yeah, it was a poor pass, Dave, though, from Cade Ellis. You see it dipping all the time, and French, well, he has Mark Sneyd accelerating in front of his eye line. It's a difficult take for the reigning man of steel to catch that ball, but it's a big chance gone begging as well. You just felt with that 6 again, you felt that Wigan would probably be able to get over their line given what's out on the field, but a lack of execution just means that Salford can have a scrum 10 metres away from their own line. Nothing fancy in this set, you'd think. Just get through it, kick the ball back through Mark Sneyd and go again.
Well, it's a contest, a really good contest so far. 15 minutes played. Amir Burrow. This time yesterday, Amir Burrow was given no chance of playing. It's a penalty here. No chance of playing because of a sickness. He put his hand up today. Cade Ellis has been pinged here for the high tackle.
Yeah, not the finest 30 seconds or so for Cade Ellis. The loose ball backed up with a penalty. And just look at the net result of it. Callum Watkins will regain this ball, tap it 2 metres away from the halfway line, and they're straight into the territory of the Warriors.
Having a go. Having a go.
Move! 10 metres, step back. Wait, Luke.
Here's Burrow. McDonald up to his feet, and Burrow comes scurrying across and dummies to a couple and then throws it to Sneyd, who just has to hold his line a little. Briley again chiming in. French came across. Tackle was fair. Howls of derision there from the Salford fans who thought it was a little high.
Just going back to that play there from Amir Burrow. If he's going to get out, Dave, and scamper 20 metres across the field with no inside pressure, I'm sure Matty Pete wouldn't be but delighted with that. Need a bit more from the defence again. Just a little bit sloppy through that middle of the field of the Warriors.
Was a little slow to his feet there, Shorrocks, but carries on regardless. This now is Stone. Last play again. Lafay comes now to Sneyd with the kick. Another challenge. It's a punch. I think from a Wigan. Well, no, it came off a Salford player. I thought one of the Wigan defenders had punched it dead in football goalkeeper style there, but it's a tap back on the 20.
Yeah, there was 4 or 5 of them, weren't they, competing for the ball. Mark Sneyd again. He'll torment any side tie. It's Watkins. He's on his McDonald, sorry. The right hand just dislodges the ball and it goes dead. And the Warriors now play free as Brad O'Neill will get his hands on the ball.
And this is Byrne. Liam Byrne pushing forward. Farrell crossing into Salford territory. Again, it's just big carries at the moment.
Nothing
to put Salford on the back foot. Thompson smashing it in again. Well, they've got 1 play to go here. So Harry Smith's going to be called into action. Is it boot or hand? It is boot. Northaloma's underneath it. Not too much pressure there. Was able to catch safely enough. But look where they start from.
Yeah, relatively easy take from a 7-tackle set. They roll 60 metres up the other end of the field and a delicate little kick in from Harry Smith. And whilst it wasn't one that was competed for, just look what it means and where Salford have to return the ball from. That's 3 plays gone, and they've only made 10 metres, Dave, as we approach a quarter of the game gone.
As you can see, loads of rugby league on Sky Sports this year, both the Betfred Super League and the NRL. And as we remind you every week, every single Betfred Super League live on Sky Sports, and you can't get that anywhere else. That's a kick that is just gonna roll out of play, and a tap back on the 20.
Yeah, just a little 1 or 2 more rolls. Too much for Mark Sneyd.
That kick used to be in fashion, didn't it? Which is why they changed the rules to this, the tap back on the 20.
You know, Dave,
with the extra tackle.
Dave, there's still a place for that for me. You know, if you've just had to defend and come out of your own line, you kick the ball back and you're reset before the rest of the Wigan forwards are back. It gives you an opportunity at times, if you've got that in your arsenal, such a big boot as the run here from Brad O'Neill.
Good little skip, good little spot of what was ahead of him. Shorrocks unable to make the tackle. Back it comes to Tyler Dupree, and much to the pleasure of the Salford fans, he's tackled. Once a favourite here, of course, till the middle of last season. Farrell. Lovely angle from him. Amir Burrows just struggling to get back to join his team's defensive effort here, and Wigan I've got numbers. Marshall with a good little kick. Briley's across there to kick it dead. But Liam Marshall did ever so well there. Great control on the kick.
Just toes it over the top, doesn't he? Ryan Briley, sorry, put my teeth back in. Just comes across and just denies that opportunity.
10 seconds, man.
So the shot clock is on.
Let's go.
Salford trying to use every second here to get oxygen back in their lungs. And Mark Sneed, literally, as the shot clock hits 0, drop kicks downfield, and Wigan are back in possession. And here comes a steam train in full flight, if steam trains can be in full flight, and he's taken his side deep inside Salford territory, Thompson. And O'Neill comes to French.
Good read there from Mark Sneed, but he loses that next part of the play. Dupree lands on his front.
Here's French to Smith, to Farrell, who almost spins away. A desperate hold on by Atkin. Now it's with Ellis. And an angle from Issa. O'Neill. Wigan lining up centrally and left, and Smith helps it on its way to Field, and they've got them for numbers here, but Salford's defence recovering quickly.
What about the footwork there from Wardle? Just sells Nofaloma.
6 plays the next. Smith with a kick. It's a little knocked back, but into the hands of Lafay. Knocked down and back by Kieran, but Salford have it.
Yeah, the bounce favoured Lafay there. Really, Issa was just waiting to see where the ball was going to go. Tim Lafay just pinches his pocket, reacts first.
And a penalty,
another penalty away, yeah.
He has to shove you off.
This will be frustrating for Wigan fans watching at home and here today.
Hand on the ball.
It was just too long in there. Dion Cross has done everything right. Has won the ruck, and they're just in there too long.
So Sneed finds touch. Salford with a tap restart. Just 5 away from that halfway line.
It's always a good sign, Dave, when you look down at the clock and there's 22 minutes has flown by. How good is Thursday night rugby league?
It's a really good game, isn't it? Really good game we're watching here at the moment. And again, the quality of matches has improved as the weeks have moved on, and very often because the pitches are a lot better on which they're playing.
Absolutely.
Here's Briley. Still plenty of rain about, but here's Gil Dodson coming onto the field for his second debut. Only arrived back at the club yesterday for the captain's run, and now he finds himself in the midst of things.
And he'll be looking for a big game tonight, Dave, for sure. The Sneed goes to the line, steps back off his foot, looks to offload, but decides to hold on to it. Bevan French quickly onto him, tackle 5.
Well, he's out of position, isn't he? Because they'd love to have him on the 6th play. Instead, it's Atkin, who's not a bad replacement, who puts that kick high. Again, it's Marshall who gets there, but again, Salford resisting the go forward, so Wigan starting very close to their own line.
Yeah, it's an interesting tactic as well, isn't it? They've kicked into Liam Marshall every time, and I think he's one of the best wingers in the competition. If you're gonna kick to him, you're gonna have to make it as difficult as you can in and around him. The kick chase there from Salford wasn't where it needed to be, but you know, I mentioned one winger. Well, look at this guy, Abbas Miski. 39 tries and just as many appearances for Wigan.
That's been astonishing, hasn't it, from the middle of last season and ever since his return from a player who looked out in the wilderness in Wigan terms not long before that. Is this going to go too far? No, it's not. It's going to hold up nicely. That kick is well judged. So Ryan Briley has to bring it back. It's not often you see Ryan Briley carried into the defensive line. It's not his job. It's not his strength, is it? He very often looks for a winger there, but couldn't find one on that occasion.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be brave and just take your medicine when you need to. Tim Lafay.
It's a good step. French is back to help complete the deal, with Kieran obviously in the tackle as well.
Just seem to be struggling in this set, Salford, no real shape.
Shorrock's up and plays.
And then MacDonald coming in off the opposite flank to get some work, get his hands on the ball.
Sneed steps away from the challenge that was coming his way from Dupree. They'll have exchanged a few words there, but Wigan on the back of that.
Nothing wrong in that. 6 against.
Wigan are just putting a bit of pressure on here, just growing the pressure, because this will be a set for the most part will be inside Salford territory. Here's Miski trying to get the left arm free, but too much going around him in terms of defensive effort. O'Neill. Ellis, not the best of passes, picked up off the floor by Wardle. Wardle trying to make something in it, but MacDonald does enough with the help of Dudson. This is Farrell. Now Smith. Back on the inside again for Tyler Dupree. O'Neill, oh, it's another set of 6, another set of 6. And this could be punishing from Salford's point of view, because it is just getting ramped up a little at the moment. So 5 plays to go. And in a scoreless game, Wigan will be fancying that this set might offer up points. O'Neill. So Smith, who puts it back to French, who puts a kick in. Well, early in the count, obviously saw something there that provoked him into that, but he's given position back to Wigan again.
Yeah, you just see some space in and behind the defensive line, the first line of defence. You just see how far that edge gets up, but Mark Sneed is in loop. And I've got to pay credit to Salford in their defensive actions this evening. In 26 minutes gone on the clock, and they've been all for good money.
Oh, well, this is what we're getting used to over the years. Salford keeping it alive inside their own half. Norfoluma shaking off a couple. Lafay thought about the pass away, but well read by Miski. But he has got it away. Norfoluma's still there.
Don't you just love a side that just comes to play wherever they are? Salford doing that at will. Lafay.
Too many Wigan numbers down this blind side for Salford to make any real progress on that occasion. Last play will be inside their own half. Cross up to play. Back it comes to Sneed again. Sneed looking for touch this time, and not a 40-20, but a really good kick just to put Wigan on the back foot and just to allow his forwards to get a bit of breath as well here.
Yeah. Just turning side just to be able to have a minute.
Well, goals have been prolific, 17 out of 17, but try assists and attacking kicks as well. He's just a bit of magic in the mix for Salford, isn't he?
He's quality. He's done it for a number of years. And a terrific stint over at Hull FC as well. There's an error from Mago.
And that's what happens when you put a side inside their own territory. There's always the potential of that. A mistake, and the pressure's back on.
Well, Patrick Mago, he enjoyed himself last week. 20 carries from the bench against London. But his first touch tonight could be a costly one, Dave.
A little look of frustration from that coaching bench. Interestingly, Salford have selected far left for this scrum. Gives them a lot of room on the inside here for a scrum play. Dion Cross is going to feed it, so all the pivots can get involved here. Burrow to Sneed to Atkin, and now Brierley. Norfoluma having to look for a way through where none exists. This is Burrow. And here comes Dudson, Gil Dudson. On loan from the rest of the season now from Warrington is Gil Dudson, back with his former club, the Welshman. Sneed, step on the inside again from Stone. Here's Burrow. Salford poised, there's potential here. It's carried on by the former Wigan man, Joe Shorrocks. Burrow. Atkin. Now Brierley. Brierley missing out and finding MacDonald on that right-hand side. But Wigan's defence are also finding him in numbers, waltzing him around, slowing things down. So on this last play, immediately there's going to be pressure here on Atkin, because Wigan's defence is able to come out quick, but Atkin gets it away to Sneed. Sneed sees a bit of a gap, hits a Wigan player, zero tackle. Wigan player hit the ball, Bevan French. 6 more for Salford.
Yeah, it's more pressure and beautiful shape as well from Salford. They're going to have a crack down this left edge, Dave.
Sneed back in for Brierley. Brierley with a step and a skip, and across he searches. Farrell found him but couldn't deal with it. And here comes Burrow out of dummy half. Salford pressing hard now. Looking left. Shorrocks again. Dodson carries. Wigan deal. Burrow again. It's back with Sneed. Atkin having a look, but Wigan's defence is curtain-like at the moment. Just keeping a tight grip on things. Couple of plays to go. Oh, and they're trying to hit the big ball on Watkins. From the pass of Atkin, it hits the chest and bounces away. And a grimace instead of a grin.
Yeah, just too much of a hard ball to take there. Harry Smith and Liam Farrell all over Callum Watkins. And the ball was just not quite where it wanted to be. A difficult take for him. And as a result, Wigan survive.
So Wigan looking to clear their lines. They're in a battle here tonight. I think many pundits would have looked on and thought, the way Wigan are playing, even the way Salford are playing, you'd still make the Warriors the favourites here. But they have certainly not underrated what they're going to be up against tonight, have they? And they have found exactly what they were expecting, a real Salford battle at the moment.
Yeah, when you look across all of Salford's games, as O'Neill looks to take off. Isa on the ball now. Kieran looking for an opportunity back inside. Well, they're going back to the games that Salford have played there. They've all been a grind. They've all been within 4 or 6 or 7 points.
We're 8 and a bit minutes away from a scoreless half-time. Can Wigan change that? Marshall is chasing after it, but Brierley will get across there quickly. And then it's, well, I think this is a silly penalty to give away.
Yeah, I just think that Wigan Warriors, they haven't quite got that part of their game right. The discipline hasn't exactly been where it needs to be, and I don't just mean the penalties, Dave. I mean through that middle unit of their defence. You know, too many times that players are able to pick the ball up and skirt across the line without the middle putting any sorts of pressure on them, and just a couple of times in contact they've been loose as well, and I think that's what's really keeping Salford in this game.
Well, there you see the possession, Salford are dominating, and completion rates dominating as well. Wigan are making more metres though, interestingly.
Only just though, Dave. There's not really a lot between the two sides, is there, in terms of metres gained. But for Salford, if they can just complete high and keep defending like they have been doing, there's enough quality out there, Dave, to get near Wigan's line. There's points.
And it's not one of those underdog situations where a team might start thinking, oh, can we really beat this team? Because having come here on the back of that win at St Helens, Salford will be absolutely stuffed with self-belief. They can take on anyone. Burrow. Sneed again, shaping to kick, then offering it back on the inside for Matty Foster. Debut tonight for him as well. Sneed up to the line. Lafay finds Kieran in his way, blocking him the moment he gets it.
I'll tell you something, Adam Kieran's done a terrific job on Lafay so far in this opening 32 minutes of the game. The kick towards Marshall again.
Well, they have to get to him. They have to get to him. If you're going to kick to him, you've got to get to him. Eventually they do.
I'm sure he'll have a say in that game, though, Marshall. If they keep kicking to him, he will break away at some stage. I've no doubt about that.
5 tries so far this season. He was rested against London last week.
I think he's really unlucky, Liam Marshall, in the past not to get that England call. Brad O'Neill's been busy tonight out of 9, Dave, as well. And a big shot there.
Here's Farrell. Carries. But after 5, Wigan find themselves there. Are they going to run it in? No, they're not. Smith again is going to kick it downfield. Nofaluma is back. He's going to cover a bit of ground here, Nofaluma, to actually get there. He has done. And Salford start from there.
Run straight into the shoulder.
Jenna's got news for us.
Yeah, evening, Dave. Just something I've noticed a couple of minutes ago. Luke Thompson came off from the pitch. Patrick Mago has gone on for him. Luke came off, sat straight down, and got a little bit of treatment on his left knee. Then went for a walk up and down the touchline. He's now on the bike. I don't know how serious it is, but let's just keep our eye on it.
OK, thanks, Jenna. Here comes Nenny MacDonald, travelling with interest. Well, he's cycling away. Luke Thompson keeping himself warm. He'll be hoping to back out there.
A bit of a stop-start for Thompson so far in Wigan shirts. Of course, that HIA ruled him out of the World Club Challenge, and let's hope he's OK.
He's player of the match last week in the game against London.
Oh, good offload.
Brilliant offload, and Briley's there with a chip over the top. Briley's chasing after this. Little kick on, and it's out of play. And it's a tap back on the 20. Well, I wondered if there was a case there for Harry Smith to answer. Well, Rowley thought there was.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely sensational football. A beautiful kick over the top there. And Ryan Briley's chasing. Look, they are competing for that ball, but arms up in the air. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, bouncing ball, he was chasing it. Yeah, I think the referee made the right decision there, didn't he, on the run?
I mean, I don't suppose what else Harry Smith is meant to do other than make a play for the ball. But it doesn't matter now. Cade Ellis, he keeps his legs going, falls over the halfway line. What a game this has been so far.
Here's Mago, carrying it solidly. Well, let's have another look at this. Different angle. Yeah, I think it was a challenge, wasn't it, for the ball, and there was a collision thereafter. Mago's clearly hurt.
100th career appearance tonight for Patrick Mago, 37 in the NRL.
Chris, you know that.
63rd game here for the Wigan club.
He's in possession.
Junior Kangaroo, Patrick Mago. He actually played in the Junior Kangaroos with David Nofaloma many years ago.
He doesn't look too comfortable at the moment. He goes into contact. And everything looks fairly innocuous there, but oh.
Yeah, there's a little twist there.
What's that? Yeah, it's fine.
Physio's having a good look, medical staff having a good look.
Coming off.
And he's off. Did we hear the initials HIA there?
Yeah,
I think it's, yeah, there's a green card down on the touchline, so he's coming off for an HIA here, Patrick Mago.
I'm just worrying. Just keep your eyes here on Snead's left arm, just at the final part as he comes in there. You'd have to say there is contact with the head.
Dupree's playing the ball. Here we are, lads. Okay.
It was pretty minimal.
Okay, time back on. Let's go, Tyler. Yep. Let's go.
So the tackle count resumes. And clearly Thompson's okay, because he's the man who carries it in. O'Neill to Smith. Faluma's dropped back in anticipation of this kick. Plenty of time to catch it and throws it to Ryan Briley, and Briley's suddenly faced with a wall of Wigan defenders and goes no further than that. He's had a tough time of it, hasn't he, David Nofaluma, since he's been here? He's had a terrible illness that's meant he's only trained a couple of times with his Salford teammates to declare himself fit today.
He could prove to be, another shrewd signing here at Salford. Nearly 200 appearances over in the NRL, the majority of them with the Tigers, 100 NRL tries as well. Sam Tompkins mentioned that in pre-game.
Well, great offload from Nenny MacDonald when it looked like he was wrapped up, and Lafay just bumps off Bevan French, and in his attempt to offload, he's lost the ball.
Yeah, Lafay just guilty. You're just trying a little bit too much there. Perhaps just needed to take the play. Wonderful offload, isn't it? From Nenny MacDonald, the two centres combining.
It's 2 minutes to go, yeah. Here we are, boys.
What about this?
Yeah.
Beautiful little pop out there. It's interesting, isn't it, seeing both centres in the same channel.
I was going to say, we've seen a bit of McDonald over on the left-hand side, haven't we, tonight?
Well, they're just devastating ball carriers, the pair of them, Dave. You know, Nene McDonald averaging 171 metres a game so far in season 24. Tim Laffey, 208 metres last week against St Helens. The two quality players that need to get their hands on the ball to create momentum for this Salford side.
So, little dummy show. O'Neill launching into dummy half again. This is Tyler Dupree. Sure, he'd have been looking forward to this tonight, wouldn't he?
Absolutely.
Tyler Dupree.
Yeah.
Well-used stat, but he's never lost in a Wigan shirt. I think this is his 14th game tonight, 15th game tonight. One play to go for Wigan. Smith taking up the running, Farrell spearheading that, ahead of it, but it goes back to Field, who slots into the corner. Marshall will score. Brilliantly creative, brilliantly crafted. They went there with purpose, and they come up trumps. And it's Liam Marshall with what is now his 6th try of the season. And Wigan have the lead with barely seconds to go before the half-time hooter sounds.
Yeah, the Salford Red Devils traditionally jam and kill plays, but they all back off. Nofalua joins the line, and it's a man who scores the try. Liam Marshall, who's in white-hot form at the moment. A beautiful kick there from Jay Field. And in the end, it's just a simple bounce up and a take from Liam Marshall.
I think Ashland's on 7, isn't it, at the moment, but he and Marshall seem to be in a real race at the top of that try-scoring league. I'm sure others will be involved in that before long.
What's remarkable about that as well, as we hear the half-time hooter go in the background. Of course, Liam Marshall's played 2 games less than Ash Hanley as well.
Yeah, rested last week. Wigan, of course, missing a week when they should have played Lee because of that World Club Challenge.
That's an absolute killer, isn't it? A try right on the stroke of half-time. Again, the edges of Salford are renowned for killing plays, aggressive-natured defence. And on that occasion, they just back off and wait and wait. And the quality of Field's kick, the vision from him, and the chase from Liam Marshall means that the score's going to sit 4-0. Well, Harry Smith shapes up to try and turn that 4 into 6.
This is going to be the last kick of the first half before you rush off to start boiling the kettle or whatever you do at half-time. Just hang on a few moments, especially if you're a Sky VIP customer, because we've got a bit of a special announcement to make for you. In the meantime, it's Harry Smith with this kick from the touchline. The Salford fans behind the sticks are cheering because they could see it wasn't going over. So it is just the 1 score in that first half. It's been a terrific battle between 2 very good teams. But Liam Marshall's try, his 6th of the season, the difference between his side and this Salford team at half-time. Wigan leading by 4 points to 0. And plenty of discussions to come at half-time as well from both sides. Now, as advertised, Sky VIP listeners, listen up. We've got a fabulous prize for one Sky VIP customer and their guest. And here's Brian with all the details.
To celebrate the start of the new Super League season, Sky Sports are partnering with the Wigan Warriors and Catalan Dragons to give one lucky Sky VIP customer and their guest exclusive access to the teams when they go head-to-head in Perpignan in August. You'll travel with the Wigan squad to the south of France and stay in the team hotel. You'll get to meet Wigan and Catalan legend Sam Tompkins and enjoy the game from the best seats in the house. After the match, you'll get to meet the Catalan squad and enjoy their famous post-match hospitality. For your chance to win this incredible prize, just go to the Sky VIP section of the My Sky app. The competition is available to Sky customers in the UK and Ireland. The winner and guests must be aged over 18, have a valid passport, and be available to travel to France between the 30th of August and the 1st of September. The competition closes at 11:59 p.m. on March the 21st. Good luck to all. Bringing you more Super League than ever before in 2024 on Sky Sports. Tomorrow we're at Headingley. St Helens will be looking to bounce back from that shock defeat to Salford in round 4. 7:30 p.m. on Sky Sports Action Arena. All action on Saturday. You've got a choice: Huddersfield or Hull KR or Hull FC Lee. Both of those starting at 2:55 p.m. building up to 3 o'clock kickoffs, and they will be followed by a Saturday evening game on Sky Sports Action. The Catalan Dragons hosting the winless Castleford Tigers. 5 for that. The round comes to an end on Sunday in the capital with the London Broncos hosting Sam Burgess's Warrington Wolves. 2:55 p.m. Sky Sports Action for that. Well, the round is underway here at the Salford Community Stadium, and the home side trailed by just 4 at half-time. A very late Liam Marshall try, his 6th of the season. Harry Smith unable to convert that. So the champions with a narrow 4-point lead. So Paul Rowley, you would imagine, and his side would be relatively happy, Sam Tompkins, with what they've produced in that first 40 minutes and that half-time score.
I think they'll be more than relatively happy. I think they'll be really happy with that. They dominated the early parts of that game, which is not often seen in a Wigan side that really starts strong, complete well. There was 2 sides to that. I thought Salford were very good. They were slick with the ball, and they stretched the Wigan defence. I thought up until 39 minutes, if this was 2 fighters in a ring, you know, Salford were winning on points. You know, no one had knocked anybody out, but they were certainly on top, and they dominated a very good Wigan side.
All right, John, take us through some of those early exchanges and build on the story that Sam has just painted there for us. Some Wigan errors and some Salford possession, but unable to capitalise.
Yeah, well, Wigan usually starts so strong and are so dominant in the early parts of games, but they just came up with errors here, and it just gave Salford an easy ride out of their half. Uncharacteristic in many ways from Wigan, who've been so squeaky clean for such a long time. And you felt like eventually, if Wigan kept spilling up the ball and kept conceding penalties and giving Salford possession, that they were going to take a chance. And you felt like at some stage this mistake from Patrick Mago just on the field summed it up. But Salford, when they got the ball, Sam, created some opportunities. This is a massive read from Bevan French.
Yeah, that's desperation. You know, had that pass got away, Salford would have been on the board. Again, it's a pass right at the line. It's a tough catch, but they were very close to converting into points all the possession they had.
They just needed to convert one of these, Brian. You felt like they had all the possession. Offloads were working for them, right? Offloads and instinctive play was working for them. That was magic from Ryan. But look at this for a late offload and the anticipation from the fullback to take that, and then the ambition to chip it over Jay Field. All of that was great, but you know what? They came up with nothing. They didn't score, and all of that pressure, I felt like they needed to score, otherwise the game could bite them, and game's cruel, isn't it, at times?
And they got bitten with a Liam Marshall try. The origins of that is in a Tim Laffey carry rule that he's dropped the ball that maybe a strip in it.
Yeah. No, it's a 50-50. It could have gone either way. This is Salford, you know, risking their arm. They've offloaded 6-7 times in the first half compared to Wigan's first. And the try comes from, you know, we normally see Salford flying up on an edge, but they've given Field time there. He's put a precision kick in.
It's a good kick, that.
It's a brilliant kick, a left-footed kick as well from a right-footed kicker. And that wasn't the first time they'd gone to that. That was the 3rd time they tried to kick behind. They tried it on the right, tried it on the left. They've gone back to it again. So, you know, that's preview, that's game plan stuff.
And we'd spoken about Salford's edges being aggressive. Well, Wigan's antidote to that was turning Farrell and Willie Iser back to the middle of the field, or Harry Smith and Jay Field, Bevan French, trying to find short kicks behind the line. And as a winger then, you're thinking, I'm going to be aggressive. It puts you on your heels, and you have to maybe second-guess yourself. And you know, it was really cruel for the half to finish like that, because Salford invested a huge amount of energy to maintain it scoreless to 39 minutes.
I just wonder, if I could put it to you like this, should Salford be going in at half-time down to 12 men, be that a yellow card or even a red card? I asked Rowan Smith, the Leeds coach, last week, is the game being refereed differently in these rounds than it was in the opening couple of rounds? Should Snead have seen a card for this?
I don't think there's any malice in it, but was this round 1 or 2 of 2024? He'd be on a yellow, potentially a red card there, so it certainly is being refereed differently.
Yeah, if you put that one next to the Famanu Brown challenge.
Don't bring
Do you know? I know, but if you put those two together, then you know it is being refereed differently. But we have to celebrate the fact that the referees have recognised it was ugly the first few weeks and they've changed things. I think that might well get pulled up in the match review panel, and that's what it's there for.
But Mark Sneyd deserves to still be on the pitch. There was no malice in it. He didn't fly in to try and do anything, you know, anything out of the ordinary. He's gone in to make an effort on a big man. He's got it slightly wrong. People don't deserve to get cards for that.
You've instigated change, John Wilkin, with your on-air meltdown. OK, right, that's enough from us at half-time here in the Salford Community Stadium. Second half on the way. It's the champions with a 4-0 lead over Paul Rowley's Red Devils, who have got threats in their side, and they bombed some chances in that first 40. Second half on the way after this.
Gets the dummy half. Well, didn't find anybody. Eventually Mara chips over the top. He needs to bounce. Oh, stop it! Dean Mariner. What a moment for the 20-year-old Broncos winger. Nothing doing. Chips over the top, and it came back to him like he was walking the dog with a yo-yo.
Who does walk a dog with a yo-yo? Anyway, more NRL action for you on Sky Sports. On Saturday, we've got the Melbourne Storm hosting the New Zealand Warriors. 8:35 a.m. on Sky Sports Arena and on Main Event. Same channels on Sunday for the Dolphins against the Dragons. 7:15 start for that one. Well, round 5 of the Betfred Super League is up and running, and Salford very much in this tussle against the favourites, the Wigan Warriors, who have a 4-0 lead courtesy of Liam Marshall's try very late in that first half. All right, decent crowd here at the Salford Community Stadium, and let's bring you the live win predictor, where I can tell you just before Liam Marshall scored, this was showing a 44% chance of a Salford win, a 43% chance of a Wigan win. This is obviously combining current score, on-field player advantage, time in the game, field location, team in possession, tackle count. That all goes into an artificial intelligence model, and it spits that out. But as you can see now, it heavily favours the favourites in this game, the champions, the Wigan Warriors. Right, let's go to Jenna Brooks, who's tunnel side, with some half-time team news. Jenna.
Yeah, thanks very much, Brian. I was talking to both coaches. Paul Rowley said he was happy with that half. He said that he'd rather be leading 4-0 than trailing. He's asked his players just to be patient when they get their hands on the ball. Matty Pete also quite happy with that. He said that they're really growing into the game and he's ready for a really big second half.
Fascinating. Poised superbly. And Wigan Salford rather, will ignore that win predictor. Wigan wearing a special shirt tonight, by the way. It's you can see there, it's for the Brick, which is an anti-poverty charity in Wigan. And tantalisingly, they say there's a big announcement about all this in a few weeks' time. And that design is the Wigan Borough, apparently, the whole Wigan Borough, which does include Lee as well. Yeah. So it's a big borough, 2 rugby league teams. So we're going to get this second half underway. What about the Kyle Amor win predictor? How do you see this going, second half, Kyle?
Oh, well, look, you know, coming into the game, I thought it was Salford had it all to do, really, given what they were coming up against. But I just really like how they've gone about themselves, not only in this game, Dave, but throughout the season so far. And I just think for Wigan, I do agree with Matty P. I do think that they are growing into the game, but I think I do believe they're actually a long way off their standards. And the question is can Salford ice some opportunities down their end when they do get them, and ultimately, you know, stop Wigan from potentially running away with this later on in the game.
Well, Patrick Mego has passed his HIA, so he's back out there. It'll be a relief. And Wigan looking to build in this early set from inside their own half at the moment. Cade Ellis. You highlighted one or two of his mistakes in the first half, Cade Ellis, but other than that, I think he's got a really impressive start to the season, hasn't he? Rested last week, but every game he's played big minutes. put in big shifts. That's a tantalising kick which Morphaluma carries easily.
Yeah, absolutely, Dave. Look, it was just a 60 seconds where he come up with a bit of a loose ball and a penalty, but going back to his form, you know, I thought he was unlucky not to win the Bill Ashurst medal in the World Club Challenge. I thought he was incredible for the Warriors. You know, 46 tackles and over 180 metres in that game. Brilliant stuff from him.
Here's cross.
Move your line, baby! Get square! Go, free.
Burrow out of dummy half. Maffei wrapped up by those Wigan defenders. Salford looking to build here, but they're already progressing through that tackle count. One play to go. Burrow is the man again, looking where Sneed is before he passes that ball away. Isa came racing out, but Sneed gets the kick away. It's an interesting one again, and not for the first time tonight. Jay Field just has to let it bounce because he hadn't quite got there to catch it safely, and it just loses Wigan a yard or two, and they played a ball, very nearly lost them the ball.
Gil Dudson nearly poaching that one there, but all of Wigan's back three, Dave, were all well ready and set. Be disappointing that the ball gets in between Field and Marshall, because Abbas Miski now, and that's a decent carry from him. Three tackles gone.
Here's O'Neill again. Mago carrying it and carting it, and three Salford defenders holding him up and putting him down on tackle 5. So this is Wigan's turn to find a kick play, and up it goes. That's again, it's spinning on its axis, and that's why that happened. David Norfoluma. It's been a long time between drinks catching high balls like that are swirling all over the place. And he's come up with a mistake here.
Yeah, and Harry Smith as well, to get that kick away under all sorts of pressure from Shane Wright. But Norfoluma just spills it.
On the line!
It's like you say, we've waxed lyrical about Mark Sneed's kicking game, but you cannot ignore Harry Smith's.
Master v apprentice with the boot.
No holding in.
So Wigan, having taken the lead in the dying seconds of the first half, have an early opportunity early in this second half.
Good read there from Cross, but he was offside. He jumps the gun. That's the kind of edge, aggressive defence that we've known Salford to be. You just see in your pictures, Sky Replay shows it there, they all go before the ball's out of the scrum.
So Wigan tap and go. They don't want the 2, they want the 6. Salford have got work to do. O'Neill directing things at dummy half before he bends his back and picks it up, and lets Tyler Dupree hunting for glory, but 4 in red shut him down. O'Neill again. Slowish. Picked up, O'Neill out to Smith, who hauls it away towards Bevan French. Cross picks it up, but I think there was a interference off the ball.
Just drag a player out. Yeah, you did, mate. It's a loose ball, you just drag Bevan French out of the way.
As Bevan French just toes the ball on. It's almost like he's pulled back. Just that arm pull there, and Bevan French, well, he makes a meal of it, let's be honest. He falls down far too easy. But Dion Cross does make a play at his arm. Bevan French just makes sure that the referee's convinced on it.
Isa in, 3 pushing back. O'Neill ready and waiting. And here comes Mago. Strong legs, quick to his feet. O'Neill untidy, but he has picked it up okay. Watkins rushes out to make the tackle, and before the cry of help is made, Atkin came in with the extra shoulder. Field pops it up, Dupree takes it on. Battering ram on this Salford line at the moment. 2 plays to go. O'Neill out to Smith, they go wide again. French with a miss pass, Miski's on the end of it, and over he goes. They just pulled up short there, Salford, which created that opening for Miski, and Bevan French ain't going to miss that with his laser-style pass. And the Lebanese international is at it again.
Yeah, then it all comes back off an error, and then back-to-back penalties. This being the second one as Cross comes out of the line. Bevan French kicks it forward, and just that pull on his left arm. Just in the end, it's just too much. And the Salford defence there, they can't cope with the shape. They've got a huge amount of numbers out wide. the inside space in too tight from the Red Devils, and it leaves Lafayette and Cross vulnerable. And Abbas-Miski off a beautiful pass from Bevan French just ghosts in. The timing, the pass selection, the execution, Dave, it's all there, and it's all class from the Warriors.
So his third try of the season, Abbas-Miski, in the Super League, try scorer against Penrith as well in that World Club win. He's starting this season as he finished last.
What a return they've had from him. 40 tries now in as many games. The 28-year-old. And Harry Smith, of course, missed that first goal kick. Similar position, Dave. He's learned his lessons and try and slot this between the H's.
Here's a success probability there, saw 24%, and again that's based on it's artificial intelligence, and it's based on his past form as a kicker, his kicking form tonight, and the position on the field where it's being kicked from, other conditions around and abouts, and game time and all of that. But he's defied the logic.
Wow.
You can stick your stats where the sun don't shine. He's put it over.
And your AI with it. It's 10-0.
Well, just an element of comfort here. It's worth reminding ourselves, and we've done it a time or two, Abbas-Miski this time last year was on loan at London Broncos, wasn't he? He scored a try against Keighley in March of last year, and here he is in March of this year. Very much a prized possession of the Wigan Warriors.
Yeah, and that's why the club have tied him down on a long-term deal as well. Tyler Dupree does well there, gets in between Watkins, but falls awkwardly, Dave.
O'Neill out and sharp. Farrell takes it on, lost the ball. Atkins has snatched it off him.
Big player.
So Salford given possession earlier than they expected. Atkins is hurt though here. Atkins gets up and plays it bravely to allow the game to carry on.
It's going to be in the way now.
And he's right.
That's a beautiful one-on-one steal.
Yeah.
And a clever play as well on Liam Farrell. As Gil Dudson now, he tries to meet and land through Dupree and does so. Quick play, the ball coming here.
Burrow, now Sneed. Salford need a quick response. And they're in prime position here to achieve that. But Wigan's defence is razor sharp. Sneed. Lafay comes hunting back towards the middle and gets a decent ball away. Now it's Watkins, who is just direct, and a great offload as well. Shane Wright carries it on a stride or two. One play to go. Atkins is back, he's okay. Sneed puts a kick for himself to chase. Was he dragged back there? Yes, he was. Referee saw.
It's a penalty on that. There's too many players here for it to be anything else.
Mark Sneed is causing all sorts of problems with that boot. And just there, I think it's a little pull on Jake Wardle. Yeah. Well, again, I accuse sort of Bevan French of making the most of it. Well, it's hard to argue that Mark Sneed's done exactly the same, but it is a penalty.
I think he had two things in his mind there. We might score, we might get a penalty, and I'll make sure we get the latter, whatever happens. Anyway, Salford carry on. Dudson. Here's Burrow. Sneed, the craftsman. Atkin puts it back, quick hands. Not much room for Nenny MacDonald to work in, but he's working it well. Very well.
There's a handful.
Wigan's defence, a little panic there. Another set of six. Sneed throws it left. Step back on the inside, but no way through. Well, they've got tackles now to play with, and a position that looks good. And here goes Burrow. And it's another set of six. Another set of six. Marcus not square. So Salford, all the time in the world at the moment. Atkin, back to Watkins. Watkins just spoons it away to MacDonald, who's not given a lot of room to work in because there are three defenders straight around him.
They'll have to be careful of the Warriors in this set of six, not to give another six again away.
Skimmed back towards the middle. Atkin pops it back on the inside. They're just trying to blast the path through at the moment. Foster gets up, plays. Burrow, long ball out to Sneed. Sneed with a footwork, looking for some fatigue amongst those big men down the middle, almost finding a way through. Farrell gets his breeches and pulls him back, but here comes Watkins. Watkins, oh, he could have got that away. Farrell did really well there, put his body in the way to make sure that pass wasn't on. Otherwise, it was a try. Sneed again, slides it into the in-goal. The chase is on, and I think that Stone is going to claim this. Well, he is claiming it. But we're going to the video referee.
I have a try. Just check dead ball line, please, grounding.
Okay, so it's tackle 4. We've got an on-field call of a try. Just checking onside, offside, into grounding. So everybody to the left is onside. There's a player off to the right, but he gets back. And we're just in towards the grounding now, please. So we're nice and slow on this. He's taken possession. Thank you. I've seen all I need.
Poacher supreme, and Salford, I think, are going to get the thumbs up here and a route back into the game. They are the club that do not know when they are beaten, and they're back in the competition again now.
Well, Mark Sneed comes up with a huge period of play. It was his little kick through, the pullback on Jake Wardle, that started it all off. But once again, we mentioned Jay Field's kick for Liam Marshall's try in the first half. Well, this time, it's the delicate and accuracy of Mark Sneed's boot. The chase from Stone, Wright's there too, and Stone gets it.
Well, here is a potential moment of local history. Kicks this Mark Sneed, and over it goes, and he becomes, in the Super League era, the most prolific Salford scorer, overtaking Steve Blakely. Mark Sneed now with 590 points for the Salford Red Devils. Just by way of comparison, by the way, the great David Watkins scored 2,907 points. But he never played in the Super League era, so he doesn't count. And a smile from the coach, and Salford are back in it at 10 points to 6.
Yeah, you can just see there now Mark Sneed sits 2 points above that Steve Blakely record, a record that stood since 2002.
So all smiles at the moment. Oh, nearly turned into big frowns because Dion Cross juggled that. And Wigan's defence, look at that, look at that. You score against us, we show you what we're made of.
Well, they're great pictures, Dave, for the Warriors. That's a championship side, knowing that it's just been stung moments ago. A brilliant catch there, and 4 and 5 players just driving him back. A little juggle from Cross there, checking his foot that it's not on the dead ball line. In front of Uawa, met by 5 of them.
Well, the dropout was not the longest, and it's given Wigan field position.
10 metres. Wait.
Here's O'Neill. The Warriors have been stung. Dupree carries. O'Neill stands and waits. Comes to that right-hand side, and Mago is making an impression here tonight, and not the best of impressions there, because
he's lost the ball again.
He's knocked on.
Yeah, Wigan do that play an awful lot. They put Mago on that three-man edge defender of Salford, just to try and create a bit of momentum. Tim Laffey all over that ball. Mago just spills it at the last part of that play.
Amir Burra, by the way, has gone off for an HIA, so head injury assessment, so he'll be missing for the next 15 minutes. So they've got to mix and make up in that dummy half position. Atkin presumably will take over that role. He's playing at the back of the scrum here at the moment. He's had a rough week, hasn't he, Amir Burra? He's had sickness, and now he's got the head injury, potentially.
Step back, don't chop him in.
Ethan Ryan onto the field. 18th man last week, finds his way into the 17 here tonight.
Salford looking for an escape route, having found a way back in. 6 to them, 10 to Wigan, and it is still anybody's game here with a good 30 odd minutes left to play. Atkin. It's a kick from the boot of Sneed again, and it just holds up, and Miski has some work to do, and Wigan going to take some time before they've got all their players back behind the play the ball. Maybe not even the next. There are 4 or 5 who are just strolling back into position, which limits their options. But here comes Marshall, firing out of the cannon. Salford well met. Thompson. He might not make it to halfway before they have to kick. Here's Ellis. So this is the last play in the set. O'Neill skims it back. Here's Smith again. And again, it's huge. It's enormous in terms of height. On his debut, Ethan Ryan given a real nightmare to deal with straight off. My goodness, that must have disappeared into the night sky. It was so high.
Well, he made a meal of it. And it's a shame, really, because the kick from Mark Sneed earlier, beautiful backspin on it, and the defensive effort from them. And he loses it not once, but twice.
He'll have mixed it up with satellites and stars and moons up there, I think, before it eventually came back down to earth. It's no wonder he dropped it. Long-awaited debut for Ethan Ryan, one of the off-season signings. This is MacDonald. Atkin.
Luke Thompson, no square.
Sneed searching for a bit of width here. Brierley gets it on its way again. Faluma trying to push off, but he's got 4 to push off, so that was never likely to happen.
Yeah, terrific work underneath the ball. William Farrell on the edge of that inside chase. It just meant there was 4 men in front of him. Sneed tries to get the boot to ball and does so. But here comes Jay Field.
A more comfortable catch for him. It remains a terrific watch here between 2 sides battling away. 2, when you look at the Super League table, 2 of the form teams so far this season. Marshall, just got away from one and almost burst through the next little gap that appeared, but Salford pincer him in.
Just that sort of little ball movement there from Cade Ellis. Just arrives Tyler Dupree. Another 10 metres carrying the ball forward. French now.
French threatening. Salford just about keeping that exuberance from bursting into even greater life. He's going to be in the in-goal area. It's a poor kick back from Smith. And we've not said that too many times tonight. No. It gives Salford 7 tackles here.
We certainly haven't. Nearly an hour gone on the clock. It's the first time you feel that Harry Smith has just come up with a poor attacking kick. A 7 tackle set for Salford to clear their own end. This time it's Nene MacDonald.
Yeah, both sides will be feeling the ferocity of the battle, you'd imagine, at this moment. A bit of burning of the lungs, heaviness of the limbs, but they have to lift again for what remains of the match. Still 20-odd minutes, and it has yet to be decided. Atkin. A leap in the air and a carry from Joe Shorrocks. There's several ex-Wigan players in the Salford Red tonight. Vuniyayawa. Here's Atkin. So going to be Sneed again. Again it's a kick. Again Field finds himself almost isolated underneath it and doesn't get there first.
Just too much time there, Dave, for Mark Sneed to kick that ball. Luckily for the Warriors, they come up with it. Amos Miski, he tries to wrestle and keeps going. Does so well.
Miski's done very well. Harry Smith, arms in the air. Referee says get up, play it. Farrell slips over. Surrender called, so extra time for those Salford defenders to hang on there. Here's Harvey Hill, who's relatively fresh to the scene. O'Neill. Thompson, ball in hand, he picks up the pace and real urgency as he takes it forward.
10 metres.
2 to go in this tackle count. Smith back on the inside, Hill's there again, exuberant. But this is the last. This is the last. So where's Smith putting this one? Little chip this time. Should be easier for Ethan Ryan. Oh, collision in mid-air, but Liam Marshall was competing for the ball. And if he made a mistake on the first one, I think he's just more than made up for that, hasn't he, Ethan Ryan?
Yeah, certainly has there. Difficult take as well, under pressure from Marshall. But Chris Kendall absolutely spot on. Both wingers competing for the ball, both eyes on the ball too. Ethan Ryan.
Reminder of all the rugby league action that's on Sky Sports this weekend and beyond, all the way through till October. A feast of the Betfred Super League.
You just see there in the floodlights, the rain is coming down now as we enter the final 20 minutes, the final quarter of this game, and we're locked in a 4-point ball game as Salford.
Lafay. There's Watkins. I think Salford certainly would have settled to have been still in the contest with an hour played, and they are very much still in the contest. Sneed's kick hits O'Neill in the face, I think. He's certainly winded there with O'Neill.
He's running through the path of the ball.
Ryan Briley just questioning Chris Kendall's decision there.
He's run through the path of the ball. It's a turnover on the play the ball. No, their ball.
Here's the explanation from the referee.
Because he's run through the path of the ball.
He's run through the path of the ball. I think we can conclude from that. He's run through the path of the ball.
Well, a couple of Wigan players naturally disagree with that.
So Salford, a little bit of respite in the pace of the game, giving both sides a little chance of recovery. But here we go again, and Sneed now puts it back to Briley, and Briley gets it away to Watkins, and Watkins twisting in the tackle, but always had to go down with ball in hands. Briley collects. Here's Sneed now. Oh, and I don't think Vuniyayaw was expecting that. He's recovered well. Well enough. Atkin searches right again to Briley. Briley with a step on Farrell, but overstepped in some respect because he fell over and made him an easy tackle for Ellis to make. Sharks with a pass away. Right put down. 1 to go. 1 to go. Do we look for Sneed again? Yes, we do. The kick is high, and there's a real battle up there. And I think that Lafay has caught that on the full and has scored. Yes, he has. Wow, what a turn-up. 10-0 down, back level, kick to come, and Lafay is the latest Salford hero.
Well, he certainly is. He's the beneficiary of, once again, a beautiful kick from Mark Sneed. He's been electric so far in season 24 with the boot, but just watch this kick here. It's high, it's hanging, and there's 3 shirts in the picture, 3 shirts to outplay 2 of Wigan's. And Ethan Ryan, well, I think it's Abbas Miski actually who just makes a meal of that, under pressure from Ryan, and does enough, and Tim Lafay just says thank you very much. A gift given to him on a plate. And this Salford crowd, Dave, they're alive. They believe the Salford Red Devils are rising.
Yeah, a familiar anthem in these parts, and they've sung it with gusto and confidence many times over the last 2 or 3 years under Paul Rowley's stewardship. They weren't exactly down and out at 10-0 down, but they have, even so, produced quite a response with a chance to add to Lafay's try. This will be his 19th attempt of the season. And there's a very special part of his armoury there, because it's decorated by his kids, Maximus and Phoenix. You can see the stickers on that ball, so it just gives him an emotional moment as he tees up every time. Mark Sneed. And he has been impeccable so far. 18 out of 18 this season. 73% success probability here. That would not put the mockers on him now. The crowd falls silent. Sneed settles himself and strikes it low and hard. And for the 19th time this season, the name of Sneed echoes from those Salford fans, and Salford lead by 12 points to 10.
I'll tell you something, Dave. Ice runs through that man's veins. A huge pressure kick. We see what he does in attacking play. That is on the money. Look at how close that is to the try line. Anything that comes down becomes a lottery, and he slots it over from a touchline conversion, and Salford lead 12 points to 10. This wasn't in the script, Dave.
Well, Mark Sneed's boot won him a couple of Lance-top trophies at Wembley, didn't they? In the Challenge Cup finals for Hull in 2016 and 17. And now his boot is leading Salford to what could be a memorable night here tonight. Both out of hand and off the tee. But there's still a long way to go, and Wigan will have a response.
What about this? Set after points, you're up by 12, your first time you take the lead, and they're still throwing the ball around from inside their own 20. You know, what a licence they have to play from Paul Rowley.
There's MacDonald, who's stolen about 15 metres there. That's cheeky, that, Nene. Get back. Salford through the middle. Joe Shorrocks. Interesting to read some really nice comments that Matty Pete, the Wigan coach, made about Joe Shorrocks and one or two other ex-Wigan players in this Salford line tonight. Lafay threatening to go through the legs backwards, comes back into the middle of the park instead. Atkin kicks because it is the 5th. It's played out by Wigan, and it's played out, so it's onside. Here we go, Salford in basketball style with a kick towards the corner. Noah Faluma can't gather it up. Field does. Salford have taken the cork out of the champagne bottle here at the moment, but Wigan are hanging on.
Well, they tried everything in that set. It was scruffy, it was excellent, it was skillful, it was everything. But in the end, it comes to nothing. And it's Wigan now who have to carry the ball through. Abbas Miski, he crosses over the 20 away from his own line. And this is the part of the game where Salford, if they're going to go on and win this, it's defensively now. They'll still throw the ball around, they'll still look to take opportunities. But defensively, they have to aim up down this end of the field.
Well, you look down at Wigan's matches so far this year, and of course there was that World Club Championship game against Penrith that was so close and so tight. But in pure Super League terms, this is the toughest challenge Wigan have had so far. And that's Brierley, who's back at full back, who catches. And Salford launch again. 32-4 winners against Castleford, 30-16 winners against Huddersfield, 60-22 winners against London. But this is a real battle here tonight.
Yeah, and again, you know, going into this, looking at the story behind it, you know, the number of players and the quality players as well that Salford have missing. You know, their 1-17 is still a very good squad. Where the question marks were raised was over the depth of the entire squad. But, you know, boy, have they answered questions so far in this season.
Burrow skipping left. Sneed again. Kick again. A little bit of a problem there for Field. Not so much in the taking of it, but what he does next, because Salford defenders swarming around him.
Yeah, just look at the pictures again. It's a quality kick from Sneed, a backspin on it. And as soon as Jay Field turns round, there's 4 red shirts there, all connected, all chasing hard together. It just means it's incredibly difficult to get out of those pockets.
We were talking to Paul Rowley, the Salford coach, yesterday. He was talking about his side being in recession because of the injuries and illnesses that they've had this week. But I think this is what they call a bounce back, the economists, because no sign of a recession at the moment.
Well, look, Paul Rowley obviously is a very clever coach. As that ball goes over the sideline, there's another opportunity here, Dave. The Warriors are crumbling.
There's disquiet amongst those in black. French's pass. Miski misses. Salford get it back. Emotions running high on the benches at the moment, not that you can tell, but I'm sure there's a little concern from Matty Pete and his coaching team.
Yeah, I just feel that overall the Warriors, they've not been where they needed to be. It was evident in the first half. They were falling off tackles, missing tackles at will. Skills let them down at parts of this game, and that's just another picture of that. But for Salford and the Red Devils faithful, they're growing. Time is on the clock for them.
Testing pass for Dudson. Wasn't going to be doing too much with that, apart from catch the ball. Shorrocks. This is Burrow at dummy half. Just to his left is right, but it's Sneed who gets it now, and Brierley quick hands, and Laffey quick as well. Ethan Ryan cutting in. Penalty, high.
Comes off it, but it's secondary.
Beautiful skill
Secondary. It's off the shoulder.
on that left edge, sorry. Just goes through hands, and Ryan steps back hard off his left foot. Oh, he doesn't really connect with his head at all there, does he? He hits off the ball and it goes over the top of his head. But
yeah, I think Adam Kieran had a good case for complaint there, didn't he? But Salford, well, they're not complaining, because they have a chance now with a set of 6 to really have a go at this Wigan line. Time not quite an issue at the moment, certainly not the way the scoreboard's standing, but if Salford can get themselves over that glory line again here, suddenly Wigan will find it a little more uphill. Sneed, short pass, but Shane Wright can't burst the way through. Here's Burrow.
I need you quicker.
Sneed again. Dudson. Another of those ex-Wiganers, or ex-Wigan players, I should say, in Salford colours. Burrow spins it back to Sneed. The general's waiting. The kick is for Brierley. Did he have his way blocked there? Referee. 10 minutes for Harry Smith in the sin bin.
He's moving laterally.
yeah, he's no complaint there either, Dave. Harry Smith knows that he has to get across and make a play for that, because it looked like a hat-trick, a try assist for Mark Sneed with the boot. Harry Smith just escorts him.
It's what comes next. Is this just a penalty?
I think it's impossible to say from that pictures, Dave, that it's going to be, he's going to get to that 100% concrete.
Let's hear from the ref.
That takes it into penalty and bin rather than a penalty try.
Yeah, once you've given a yellow card, you can't give the penalty try.
Mark!
Either the sin bin or the penalty try. Which would you take if you had the option of Salford? Not that they have.
Well, of course you take the penalty try, Dave, wouldn't you, at the stage where we are in, 10 minutes left on the clock. But I think it's almost impossible to guarantee that Ryan Brierley will definitely get that ball down, but it matters not with the 5 metres away, Dave.
So Wigan are down to 12 for what remains of the game, because less than 10 to play. And Salford with that lead. So Wigan have got to hang on here and then find a way to get through again. This is a test for the Warriors. Sneed. Wigan hanging on. Burrow. Waiting on the inside is Shorrocks. He carries it now and then shifts it back to Sneed again. Salford keep knocking. This is Burrow. Sneed, another kick, played out by Farrell. Farrell knocks it back. That was really good work from Liam Farrell, because he played at it and he had to get a hand there to give his side possession back again.
Yeah, well, he's finally realised about the boot, the short kicking game from Mark Sneed that's caused the Warriors problems tonight. That's brilliant there, to trap that ball, to pat it back, and then Thompson pinches 20 metres off the back of it. But there's an error here, Dave. There's an error.
Stepped over the ball, not played it.
No genuine attempt to play the ball.
There's a real fervour in the stadium at the moment, isn't there?
Play the ball here. What are you doing?
Luke Thompson, the man who's given this away.
Is that, yeah.
I felt that was...
Oh, it's Liam Marshall. It's Liam Marshall.
Yeah, he just steps over the ball, doesn't he? I think you've got to make a genuine attempt with that foot. And he doesn't, he just steps over it.
It's a habit the players are going to have to get used to this year.
Move! Don't go early. Wait.
Salford just. And they have possession. And Dudson takes it in. Pushes forward. Burrow. Missing out a couple. Here's Atkin. Bringing it wide, but there's plenty of Wigan defenders in that part of the field to make sure that that ain't going to be effective. But now they've got a full width to play with if they wish. Driven back by Wright. 7 minutes to go. Salford in the ascendancy just at the moment. Briley with a short pass. Watkins urging himself. Pick up by MacDonald. Back to Briley. Huge pass out to Sneed. Sneed shapes the kick, puts it onto Atkin. Well met. Well met.
Poor end, really, Dave, to that set.
And the rain pours, but Wigan have got to find a way to get themselves 80 metres down the field in this kind of weather.
Yeah, they've got it all to do, Dave. Just over 6 minutes left in this game. Liam Marshall now trying to return the ball with interest, but he's met by 3 Red Devils, put him on his back. A slow play of the ball. Liam Farrell takes over now, and they're just trying to get through this set, get some field position.
Seems like an age since they have an attacking position to work from, isn't it? But when they've got stars like these on the field, they don't actually need position, but you do need the ball. But they've got it back again. Another set of 6. French starts on his knees.
The ball was stolen here, one-on-one.
Yep.
And he regathers it. That's why the 6 again was called.
Thompson carting it forward. Quick play the ball. Dudson gets to him. Ball keeps alive. Now it's with Bevan French. There's danger here. Bevan French now tries to push his way through. Loads of glamour, loads of glitz, but it's the grit of Salford's defence that wins out that little play. Ellis now throws it wide. Skip and a jump from Isa. Last play for Wigan. 6 minutes to go, just over. They won't get many chances like this in what remains. Now it's with Field. Field to Farrell. Farrell's held up. They gather around quickly and purposefully, the Salford defenders, and they survive the set.
Yeah, they certainly do. Liam Farrell arriving on that ball at pace. And the Red Devils just pull him down 3 metres, and these are tough carries now, Dave. Coming out of your own end, of course, it's the skipper who puts his hand up, but he's met by Mago and Ellis. Thompson, Marshall in there too.
There you go. There's the determination. Wigan fans bouncing behind the sticks. Not celebrating a try, but celebrating the next best thing. Putting Salford under real pressure here.
Well, it gives them an opportunity, Dave. In the dying embers of this game, look what it means to Thompson. Mago in there as well. But they have to convert this into points, Dave.
There's a few beastly roars there, weren't there, from the big men.
Love it.
They've done their job. And now with, you'd think, 6 tackles. Oh, although Sneed's gone short here. He's gone short, and they've not got it. And it's into the hands of Wardle, and it's a gift. And he might just have given Wigan the game. For all their valour, it might be an error that costs Salford here. Wardle a scorer, and Salford, are they beaten?
Well, champion sides, Dave, they just never give in. They never know when they're beaten. And the reward of the forwards there on Callum Watkins. Sneed goes for a short dropout. And it's Watkins and Nofaluma who just come up with a huge error. And it's a gift for Wardle. And sport can sometimes be cruel. You don't always get what you deserve. But champions just, they find a way, Dave. They just do.
Well, we have championed Mark Sneed's boot throughout the night, but going for a real gamble there. That could be the match-winning moment, but not the way he wanted it.
I'm just not sure that the short dropout, given the scoreboard, was the smartest play that Mark Sneed could have come up with there. The message surely must have been, put your foot through the ball, back your defence 40 metres up the other end of the field. And it's cost them. It really has.
Well, it looks like a bit of anger and frustration there, doesn't it, from Paul Rowley? Frustration and opportunity potentially missed here tonight. What a scalp this would have been. Adam Kieran taking over the kicking duties. Matty Smith, I should say, is of course off the field in the sin bin. But again, as we've said before, not a bad substitute to have as a backup kicker. And there's an example of why. 12 for Salford, 16 for Wigan. A little bit of nerves on both sides now because 2.5 minutes to go. It is still a game that could be won and lost here.
The Red Devils, Dave, they need to come up with special.
That is such a ridiculous penalty to give away. They weren't even on the chasing side of the field. And look at that. I mean, that is obvious.
That's as bad as it gets, actually.
That is just such a brain explosion.
It's just poor concentration, isn't it? You're chasing the game. Mike Sneed will no doubt be furious there. I'm not sure who the guilty party was. But Wigan, they know now they're inside 120 seconds when Thompson plays this ball away from away in Amir Borough, I think it was.
Well, he's been brave in putting his hand up to play today, Amir Borough, because of that illness. We're told he wasn't 100% fit. But there'll be a real air of frustration from him, I'm sure. Hasn't lost his team the game. Of course he hasn't, but just denied them an opportunity to maybe get back into it. Wigan will run down the clock here. Another try wins it for sure. Here's O'Neill. Inside for Byrne. The rejuvenated Byrne, back from his recent hip problems. Last play, do Wigan just roll this into the in goal and settle for another set of 6? Or do they go for glory? They go for glory, and they win the game. And Bevan French is there to slide in. And this incredible winning record goes on for yet another week. It'll be a 15th consecutive Super League victory for the Wigan Warriors. And when they play St Helens on Good Friday, they'll be going for a full house of Super League victims since that winning run started in July.
Bevan French comes up with his 3rd try of the season. And it's absolutely majestic there. He just sells the big dummy. Sneed buys it. And he just goes through far too easy. And Sam Stone, he's left grabbing at Bevan French. You give him an inch of space, Dave, and he'll take an absolute mile. The scoreline perhaps doesn't reflect this game over the course of 80 minutes. Well, Matty Smith knows that it's job done. Sorry, Matty Pete knows that it's job done. The Wigan Warriors sit top of the Betfred Super League.
I'm sure Matty Smith will be watching somewhere and he'll know his job done as well. Well, it has been a phenomenal record, 75% winning success under the Wigan coach Matty Pete. What a couple of years he's had. Challenge Cup winners 22, Super League winners 23, World Club winners 24, and on course for maybe a repeat of grand final successes. We can only say maybe at this stage of the year. There's an awful long time to go. Kieran settles himself down to turn this into a scoreline that Salford do not deserve. It looks a lot easier than it proved to be on the night. What a battle from the Red Devils, who came within 4 minutes of a big upset, but 2 late strikes from Wigan keeps that winning record going. And we do not need to build up Wigan Saints very often, and we do not need to build it up for Good Friday, but it's just been given another edge. The fact that Wigan have beaten everyone in Super League apart from St Helens since last July. They'll be looking for a full house. Full time here. It's finished Salford 12, Wigan 22.